If I had to start over again and there was no internet, what 3 business books would I use? Stick around. Who am I? I'm Alex Berman. I've generated over $10 million in sales for our company, and I run multiple companies right now in the software space, digital services, digital products, and real estate. You may or may not have noticed, but I got this new office space here. And one of the things that I wanted to do with this space is, one, decorate it for these YouTube videos. So I got my whiteboards if we wanted to do some ideas. I've got some paintings up here, and then I've got this shelf with some knickknacks on it. And one of the things I wanted up on this shelf were 3 business books that I would use if I had to start over from scratch. And that's what this video is about. How did I pick those books, and what can we learn from them? Here's what I was thinking about. There are 3 things that I would need to run a business. In this scenario, there's no internet, so I only have these 3 books to remember everything and to keep me going as I start these businesses. So I need something for motivation. I need something that's more tactical for actually starting a business, and then something to keep me going once the business is started on improving a business. So let's talk motivation first. The most motivating business book I ever read was Total Recall by Arnold Schwarzenegger. He is a world famous actor. He was in a bunch of movies, and he's also a bodybuilding champion. He was governor of California, a politician, and he's an entrepreneur, actually. He has a lot of real estate in California, and he was a millionaire before he became a world famous actor. A millionaire from construction and real estate. If you're a digital agency owner without a contract template that can be quickly customized, we have some great news. We are giving away the actual template that we use to close business with our clients. Download the contract template at email10k.com/contract and save $1,000 in legal fees. And this is all in this book. He breaks it down step by step, how he did it, how he became a bodybuilding champion, how he moved to America. And it's one of the most motivational books I've ever read. I also did a full video on the book, Total Recall. If you wanted to check out that video, you can. The reason I love this book so much is it shows you what's possible in one human life. A lot of people say that you need to pick one thing and get really good at it. And maybe that's true, but what Arnold Schwarzenegger shows, and why this is such a motivational book and why it is one of the 3 books that I would recommend if I had to start over, is he didn't just do one thing. He didn't just become a world famous actor. He fit 6 or 7 other people's lives into his life. That's incredible. And it's very inspirational because life is long, especially now that we have the internet and we have the ability to hire anyone to do basically anything for us. There is no upper limit on the amount you can achieve. And the fact that Arnold Schwarzenegger did this without the internet and without all of the resources we have should make this even more motivational for you. And that's why it belongs on the shelf in the motivation category. Now, second category. What is the business book I would use to start a business from scratch if I had to start right now? The one I would pick for that category is Running Lean by Ash Maurya. So when I was first starting in entrepreneurship, there was this big concept going around called the Lean Startup. Eric Ries is an entrepreneur who wrote the original Lean Startup book. And I tried reading it, didn't really get it. At least I didn't get how to implement it into a business. But then I found Running Lean by Ash Maurya. And what this book is it goes step by step by step on how to come up with a business concept, how to validate your idea, how to reach out to customers, how to test whether the idea is going to make any money before you scale. It's everything. It's amazing. And I had Ash Maurya on the podcast a while ago too. Super grateful that he gave us a little bit of his time. If you wanted to check that episode out, we'll link it below. This is a tactical step-by-step book. So if I didn't have the internet, I didn't have any tutorials, I would use Running Lean to start the next business, or at least remember what it was like to start a business. So that's number 2 in the starting a business category. Now, finally, the improving a business category. The business is going. Now, what is the best book for improving your business? This was one of the hardest choices because almost all business books are in some ways about improving a business. There's the motivational category of business book, things like Grant Cardone's book 10X, or the ones I was recommending, or Rich Dad Poor Dad, or anything like that, that are supposed to get you going. There are a few that are tactical step-by-step starting a business, but Running Lean hit that category out of the park. Like, that's the best business book I found on actually starting a business tactically. But then improving a business, I was thinking, what would I recommend? Is it Good to Great, which is Jim Collins' excellent book about companies that went from middling good companies into great sustainable companies? Is it 4 disciplines of execution? Something that helped me personally improve our goal setting and the amount that we achieve. And I actually did a review video on 4 disciplines as well. And the answer was no, it's none of those. You've heard that it's important to test your subject lines to have at least an 80% open rate. And we've been able to achieve that pretty consistently for our clients selling to billion-dollar brands. The hardest part was coming up with the subject lines, but lucky for you, we put together 50 cold email subject lines for you to test at email10k.com/subject. The business book that I would use to improve a business is actually Onward by Howard Schultz. Howard Schultz ran Starbucks for a very long time. And in the book Onward, he outlines what happened after he took a few years off of Starbucks, watched the company go from great coffee brand into average brand. The quality of the coffee was going down. The items in the store, they were having so many items in their store that it was almost impossible to even buy the coffee. That's what he was saying in this book. They had sandwiches that were being burnt in the oven and filling the Starbucks stores with like this horrible cheese smell. And this book outlines step by step how Howard Schultz did it. And what I really like about the book Onward specifically is it's not like Good to Great, where Good to Great will give you 5 or 6 different business tips and outlines on how to do better. Onward and Total Recall actually give you stories that you learn from. If I only have 3 books, I want to learn the maximum amount possible on rereading, because in theory, I'm going to be rereading these books over and over again. So a book like Onward, where it's stories, is going to teach you a lot more than a book like Good to Great that has specific principles and takeaways. So those are the 3. For motivation, it's Total Recall by Arnold Schwarzenegger. For starting a business, it's Running Lean by Ash Maurya. And for improving a business, it's Onward by Howard Schultz. Check out the description below. We've got links to all of those books. And are there any books that you would bring along if you had to start over? 3 business books. Let me know down in the comments. Let's get a conversation going. Always looking for new book recommendations as well. Honorable mentions, by the way. I almost put 4-Hour Workweek in here in the motivation category, but Total Recall crushes 4-Hour Workweek. Arnold Schwarzenegger has done so much in his life, and this is just such a motivational book. And Tim Ferriss actually had him on the podcast and said similar. So even though 4-Hour Workweek was personally the business book that got me into entrepreneurship, I wouldn't put it on this list if I only had 3 business books to pick. It would be Total Recall by Arnold Schwarzenegger. Thanks for watching the video. Feel free to subscribe if you want more business content. We do videos 3 times a week, all about sales, entrepreneurship, how to live your best life, how to start a business, how to get financial freedom. That's what everybody's into, right? How to just like support yourself and have a business that you love that keeps you going. Like this video to encourage this type of content, and leave a comment down below to get a conversation going. Thanks for watching. I'm Alex Berman.